Hey there, good morning and welcome to Prog Monster. Happy New Year for all of you out there. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show that's dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So this is the episode that starts the week off called This Week. This is number 25 from January 1st till the 7th. And this episode pretty much, for those of you who are new, documents what I'm going to be doing on the channel this week, what kind of what the shows are, a little bit about the shows, what series of any that we're doing, and anything that may be upcoming on the channel over the next little bit. Sorry, my phone, forgot it was in here. Anyways, got some interesting stuff this week and some new stuff on the horizons that I think will work very well with where I'm at. Okay, so where am I anyway? So I've discovered over the years that, over this year anyways, that my liking of heavy metal is kind of diminished a bit. I'm not saying it's dead, but I don't seem to, I guess I've mellowed. I guess I'm not, that was big for me when I was a teenager, hard rock and heavy metal, and so it's not so much this time, but I've discovered that there are new genres of music that I like quite a bit, and I'm going to try and explore those a little bit over this course of this year. Okay, so let's get underway. So what's happening this week? Okay, so the first episode that normally comes out on this channel during the week, other than the one we're doing right now, is called Ben's Album Challenge. This has been a big hit. A lot of people like this. We're getting lots of views. I like the whole premise of it myself because I don't get to choose the album. I just have to deal with it, which is fine. You know, Ben is very good at picking albums. He has really good taste in music, and he comes up with some very interesting albums, stuff that I probably wouldn't have discovered because a lot of it is stuff that is a little more obscure, which is good. You know, some really good stuff so far. I've liked just about, sorry, my head's itchy. Just about everything he sent me I've liked. A couple of them not as much as others, but still liked it quite a bit. Okay, for this week's album challenge, he has given me, this album here, Alan Parsons Project, Eye in the Sky. Okay, just a little bit about this album. I've known about this album now, I guess, probably since I was in my early teens, like 12, 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there. Heard it on the radios, saw it in the store, but back in those days I wasn't even really into music, and then when I did get into it, it was only Kiss only, and then after that I found this album a little bit kind of mellow and poppy and almost I hate to use the word disco because it doesn't sound disco-y at all, but part of that genre of music that was out there, that kind of poppy stuff that you heard on American radio. So I never really got into it, and I wasn't really into progressive rock until Permanent Waves was kind of the one that really launched it for me. Yeah, I liked the Styx Pieces of 8 before, but it was kind of like proto or a little bit progressive, but not overly. But so this album didn't get on my radar screen, but I've always known about it. So when he suggested this album, I was out shopping on Friday. I saw the album and it was for only $10. I said, you know what, I'm going to buy it, and it'll give me a chance to have a prop for the show if nothing else, right? Okay, so we'll be doing that album this week for Ben's Album Challenge. I hope you can all come and see that. That would be great. The next thing we usually do, or the next show that we normally do, is Monday night, look back at a classic rock album, which has done very well. I really kind of like doing this show a lot because it gives me a chance to choose an album and really go into a little bit more detail than I normally do with albums. Usually something that is either a masterpiece album or a one, an occasional two here and there, but usually albums that I've had a lot of experience with over the years, or one that's on my playlist. And this week I chose to give one of my subscribers his joy because I know he loves these guys. Allied Forces by Triumph will be the album that we're going to do this week. One of the better Triumph albums. A couple of tracks on here among my favorite Triumph songs. I love them quite a bit. I always kind of, this album and Progressions of Power, I always kind of mix up the songs sometimes. I think this song's on that one when it's actually on here. So they're not far apart, either album. So that will be the one we do Monday night, look back at a classic rock album. So Wednesday night favorite. So I'm building up to doing my American now. You all see my top 25 British bands of all time. I'm going to do the next one in that series will be top 15 American bands of all time. I may actually go to 20, but I think it'll stay with 15 for now. It depends on what I find when I decide to finally put it all down on paper. But this week we're going to do something a little different for me. This is not something I normally do, but I see people tend to like this kind of thing. It creates discussion. I'm going to do something called, not the top 10 bands I hate of all time. I don't really hate anything, really. I don't have the energy for that wasted emotion. But these are the top 10 most overrated bands in rock, in my opinion. So I'm going to do 10 of them. And I'll explain each why I think they're overrated for each band. It's not just going to be just going to say it and leave it in the open. That just creates a problem. So I don't want to do that. So I will explain a little bit of why I think they're overrated. And in some cases, people have blown them up into something they're not. In some cases, the band is just being, pompous in some way, or it could be just simply I've grown bored of them. Anyways, that will be my Wednesday night favorite show. So what else is coming this week? So we have our new series, which will start today. The first episode will just be on explaining what the series is going to be about and how it's going to work and how I'm going to determine what I'm going to determine. So Ben suggested this a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was a week ago. It might have been about a week ago. And we went back and forth until I got a real kind of solid idea in my head of how I want to approach this. And his part will be, he will choose the combatants, if you like. So the series will be called The Great Prog War. He's going to choose, basically, it works out to 32 prog bands for the month. And they will go head to head, so one on one. So he will give me the matchups and the albums, and I will listen to both and then give you a verdict on who wins the battle, my own opinion on the battle, and I will give you the parameters for that when I do the first episode. So I think this will be fun. He's already given me the first 8 kind of competitions, and I've lined them up the way I want to, and there's some interesting stuff here. Some of these albums I've long listened to and had them for a lot of years, and they're just embedded in my psyche. The other ones, there's some on here I've never heard, so it's going to be interesting. But I'm going to give the parameters so that you'll see that even the ones who have been just great with me over the years, they're not necessarily going to win this. So should be an interesting battle, and if this works out, we may do something along the lines for hard rock as well, because I don't want to ignore the hard rock fans on this channel, because I like hard rock. It's right up there with prog rock with me. Okay, so the newer things that may happen over a time period. I'm going to do a new live album show like I did with this Friday night live experience. I'm not quite sure when. It's not going to be on Friday nights anymore. That's not going to happen, because I think the project I'm involved with Friday night I want to continue with, and that will probably continue through the whole year. So I need to find a new night and a new venue for this. I want to do it because live albums I like live albums. I like that live experience. I enjoy it. And there's a lot of I've noticed ever since I stopped doing it, I've noticed a lot of online concerts that I'd never seen before, that I thought, wow, people got to know about these. So we'll be doing something there. It'll be moved to a different night more than likely. The other show is one that I'm calling the Psychedelic Snack. I'm thinking it'll be Saturday mornings and replace the Rock Legends, which replaced the Battle of the Bands, because I just couldn't get into either of them. So this will not be a live stream, though. This will just be a show. I've decided not to do any streams just yet. I think I want to wait a bit on it. and we're going to do the psychedelic snack. I'm not sure when that's going to take place, though. I have to go through what I own here and decide whether I have enough material to start it now or should I wait a bit. I do have some stuff coming from Laser's Edge probably in a week or so, and then I'll make a decision as to what week to start this show. I'm looking forward to it. Psychedelic music has really taken on a really big interest with me over the last couple of months. And we'll see how that's going to go. And then the last kind of thing is that I want to do a show that I named this is just going to be a once a month show. It'll come be like my hauls. I have a hauls that comes out once a month. People know it's just stuff I purchased for that month. I'm going to do a show similar to that, but instead of doing it at the end of the month, it'll probably be at the beginning of the month, which will categorize everything that happened in the month prior to it. It's going to be a show based on a lot of what's new, what new material is out there, what new music was created this year, and partly this was kind of came to the fruition with me, or came to the idea with me because of in the Prog seat from Sea of Tranquility, where they were talking about all their favorite albums of the year, and I realized that I don't really listen to a lot of really new music, and that is not good because the bands I like, or a lot of the bands I like, are like from the 70s, and a lot of them are going to be gone really shortly. You know, a lot of them are already gone, so we're listening to the past too much. And rock music, if this is going to work, if rock music is going to have a resurgence and become what it once was, or even become stronger than it is, and we're not going to get any help from the mainstream or from the radio networks or from any of the magazines or that kind of thing, especially the stuff in the US. They don't care about nothing but the final dollar. It has to come from people like us, people who love the music and talk about it all the time. And so we have to promote the newer bands coming out, because if they can't make a living, they're not going to make albums, and if they can't make albums, there's going to be nothing going forward. So, and I see that clearly now. It took me a while to really recognize that, but having watched that show and then them doing that at the end, which was really great, I purchased several albums that were new to the year, and I'm hoping that I'm going to try and keep on top of it. I may not be able to buy all that stuff because, new albums are anywhere between 20 and 30. I can't really afford that, so what I may do is just have to stream them online and get a feel for them, just so I can talk about them. That's basically what I want to do. Okay, so I think that's it for the week. I look forward to seeing you all this year on the channel. Things are going along very well. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. The setup here is pretty good. I'm working on a tapestry for behind my collection here, and just trying to add a whole feel. I want the whole feel. I want to feel like we're just in the music scene all together, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot of different stuff this year and listening to a lot of new music. The last couple months have been extraordinary with the amount of new stuff that I've discovered. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this show. Please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. Make comments. Bring up topics that you would like to hear in the future. I'll try. Maybe I won't make them directly the way you say it, but I may find some way to incorporate them in my plans. It's been a fun thing to do, and I'm looking forward to it being even better in the future. So I hope everybody has a great first day of the year of 2023, and we will see you going forward. Have a good one. Bye.